Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, is now the second most watched English language series in Netflix history. Season 4 of Stranger Things is number 1. Wins News Time 7:39.
The everyday, it can be ordinary.
Hello YouTube, Freddie Cardona here. Welcome to another episode of Driving and the News. As we drive on Memorial Drive with Wendy's on the right and Our Lady of Victory's Church on the left. So I'm narrating right now because there's a commercial. And I wanted to thank everyone that's been viewing this particular playlist. I didn't think that Driving in the News would attract too many viewers, but you guys pleasantly surprised me, and I am extremely grateful at the viewership. And I know this daily, I try to do this daily. This way, 10 years from now, someone can go back to this playlist, and if they're curious about a certain day and what was going on that day, they can actually view the video and kind of get a little microcosm, a little snippet of what was going on that particular day. And that's the reason I started this. Let's see what's happening.
Is 10-10 wins. You give us 22 minutes. We'll give you the world.
Good morning, 58 degrees. It is 7:40 on this Wednesday, October 12th. I'm Susan Richard, and here's what's happening. The New York City Police Commissioner touring the subways and talking crime. We'll tell you what she told 10-10 wins. The Yankees take Game 1 of the ALDS. The United Bodegas of America coming to the aid of stores in the city targeted by looters. President Biden apparently in no mood to fist bump the Saudi leader and saying the Russian leader bet and lost. We'll explain. A Nassau County boutique busted for selling counterfeit designer clothing. In sports, in addition to the Yankees Game 1 win, the Rangers won their regular season opener against Tampa. 10-10 wins AccuWeather's great, partly sunny, breezy today to high 71. Winds News Time 7:41. Let's get traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
We've got too much going on, that's for sure. The southbound Bronx River Parkway is a real mess. From Cross County into Gun Hill Road. At Gun Hill, there is an accident. It's in the center lane. The northbound Cross Island Parkway near the Grand Central is still stuck with an accident there since 6:57, by the way. The accident has the right lane blocked, and we're extremely slow from all the way back to the Belt Parkway. The Belt Parkway westbound is jammed from West Merrick Road out into Cross Bay Boulevard, especially from the airport to the Van Wyck, where the northbound Van Wyck is stopped dead at Liberty because of an earlier accident there, and they're still trying to sort of ease themselves out. Well, no sooner do we get rid of that westbound Staten Island Expressway accident at South Avenue than we get an eastbound Staten Island Expressway accident at Clove Road. The two right lanes are blocked. We're jammed behind it from the Goethals Bridge. As we check what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels, it's about 30 inbound at the George. Again, Port Authority's way of saying 35 minutes. Inbound Lincoln, inbound Holland there, about 45 minutes. Believe it or not, we're still doing great on the subways, and alternate side of the street is back in effect today. I'm Karen Stewart on 10-10 Wins.
With deadly attacks on mass transit skyrocketing, the New York City Police Commissioner toured the subways and brought our Roger Stern along.
Today it's been a challenging few weeks. Commissioner Sewell promises more cops in the subway.
It has to be safe, and I think I know it's our responsibility in the NYPD to keep people safe.
The commissioner began her walkthrough at the East 51st Street Lexington Avenue station, the site of a stabbing on Saturday. She took the 6 train to Grand Central, joined by Transit Chief Jason Wilcox.
We're literally have done hundreds of thousands of train runs this year, and that is not going to stop.
Commissioner Sewell said the things people want to hear as she explained that there are 6 major incidents a day.
I can give numbers all we like, but we have to talk about people. We have to talk about them being comfortable riding the subway.
You got the library over there.
Her tour, more violence in the subway overnight. A man was pepper sprayed and slashed on a northbound number 1 train. That was around 1:30 in the morning as the train pulled into the Columbus Circle station. The victim's reportedly okay. The suspect is said to be a panhandler. Well, the season may be over for the Mets, but the Yankees are still in the game. Yankee fans wearing their pinstripe jerseys and big smiles after winning Game 1 against Cleveland.
Yeah, they hung in there. Cole, was a little shaky to start off with, but he hung in there, and then, the guy came through and hit some home runs. The first team is always very important. It sets us home for the series.
That's Damian from Metuchen here with his 7-year-old son Landon, his first playoff game, and he didn't miss a beat or a run. What are they doing tonight? Hitting a lot of home runs. And who lawmaker from Brooklyn has come up with a way to deal with illegal parking in the city. A Lincoln Wrestlers bill would basically deputize all New Yorkers to report a vehicle and earn $44 for every legitimate ticket issued. While the NYPD is not on board, they say this could result in violence by pitting neighbor against neighbor. The United Bodegas of America helping stores recoup the losses from looting.
Spokesman Fernando Mateo telling 1010 Wins his organization will pay up to $50,000 to bodegas for relief, who can prove that they've been regular victims of this and have been pushed to the brink. Constant looting and theft. He says it's easily proven by video, and they want to be there to help.
In some cases, if the bodega owner tries to stop them, the bodega owner becomes a criminal and is arrested. So what we want to do is make sure that bodega owners know that they have an organization in the United Bodegas of America that they can rely on.
The first $50,000 check will be handed to the owner of JJN Bodega here on Washington Avenue later today. Glenn Schuck, 1010 Wins in the Bronx.
We're at 58 degrees now, clear skies, the humidity 58%, winds are pretty much calm. 1010 Winds AccuWeather looking really good, partly sunny, breezy, a warm day. 71 in the city and the coastal areas, mid-70s in some inland spots, then mostly cloudy tonight, 59. Tomorrow there's rain in the forecast. That could get heavy tomorrow night, but Friday, a morning shower, and then sunny, breezy, and 67. Again, 58 going up to 71 today. Winds news time, 7:46. Looks like the Saudi crown prince may not be getting a fist bump from President Biden anytime soon.
The president telling CNN that the U.S. should rethink its relationship with the Saudis after that nation decided to support Russia with its oil strategy of cutting output and raising global gas prices. Mr. Biden saying his recent trip there wasn't just to talk about oil.
I went about making sure that we made sure that we weren't going to walk away from the Middle East.
The president consulting Congress about what actions the U.S. should take after the Saudi oil decision. Andy Field, ABC News, Washington.
During the same interview, the president was asked about the possible criminal charges against his son Hunter. While he declined to comment on that specifically, he said he's proud of his son for being straightforward about his battle with drug addiction. Mr. Biden also talking about the war in Ukraine.
President Biden told CNN's Jake Tapper he believes Russian President Vladimir Putin overestimated his ability to invade Ukraine.
Jake, I think he thought he was going to be welcomed with open arms. That this is the home of Mother Russia in Kyiv, and he was going to be welcomed. And I think he just totally miscalculated.
More than 7 months into the war, Ukraine has shocked the world. Its ability to fight off their invaders on the ground.
Correspondent Skylar Henry. In Ukraine, Russia launched another round of deadly attacks with at least 28 missiles and 15 drones deployed, some of which targeted civilian and critical infrastructure sites, including in Zaporizhia.
Svetlana Reznichenko said she cried seeing her school turned into a filthy barracks. Maybe our government can help us rebuild and we can meet our students at the entrance again, she said. In another nearby village, a tearful Oksana described how relieved she was to see the faces of Ukrainian soldiers.
That's correspondent Charlie Daggett. At least 19 people were reported killed, more than 100 wounded in what's been 2 days of heavy bombardment, which the G7 nations decried as possible war crimes. At the same time, Russian troops retreated from Kherson in southern Ukraine. That's one of the 4 regions recently annexed by Moscow. Today is sentencing day in a unique case related to the Capitol Hill riot.
5 members of the Munn family of Texas have all pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor in the U.S. Capitol breach. At sentencing in Washington, D.C. federal court, prosecutors will recommend 1 month prison for mom and dad and 21 days each for the adult children. All acknowledged being inside the Capitol for nearly an hour that day and being near a private Senate conference room.
That's Scott McFarland. In requesting jail time, prosecutors argued that while each defendant must be sentenced based on their own conduct, no rioter was a mere tourist that day. Protesters crowded into the Los Angeles City Council chamber Tuesday, demanding the resignation of 3 members who were involved in a meeting in which one used racist language.
Attorney Martinez called Bonen's black son a little monkey in Spanish. Cedillo and De Leon are also heard making racist statements.
These people stabbed us and shot us and cut the spirit of Los Angeles.
Martinez resigned the council presidency in a statement released saying in part, I need to take a leave of absence and take some time to have an honest and heartfelt conversation with my family, my constituents, and community leaders.
As correspondent Tom Wade, President Biden weighed in on this with White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre saying the president believes that all three should step down. So if you're...
Well, there you have it. Today's snippets for October 12th, 2022. So this was, let's see, what did we get today? We got crime in New York City, the war in Ukraine. We've got the Yankees winning the first game of the 2022 round of the playoffs. What is it? It's the National League, not the Division Series, but there's a different series. But anyway, they're playing against Cleveland Guardians, which were the former Cleveland Indians, and they took game one. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.